Hello, greetings. Happy Monday from Samahita, live here. Pleasure to be with you. Here we are into August, okay? Time keeps flying along. And the big question on all our minds is, what happens in the season finale? Yes. Well, maybe we'll find out later this week. So stay tuned. Is it that guy, Hansel, and whoever else he is, alone? Or does he have other friends? You never know. Anyway, let's meet these friends in some of these live sessions as the weeks go on. Okay? Now, before we get into practice, one thing I wanted to bring up is practice. Right? How to keep it up. Stay regular. Stay in it. And one of the efforts we're making in a gratis, free way offering to you is a lot of these 1-minute pinpointed videos. Okay? We've done a bunch. And we'll release them over time. And it's not that you can do yoga in 1 minute, but in 1 minute, if you can get the key points and you can register them, or they can be a trigger start for you to just get seated, start with that 1 minute, and then go on your own. So our effort, our commitment here, Samahita, our interest is that, is that people practice. Because when you practice regularly, technically then you're really doing yoga as a practice, and only then do the genuine benefits come. And the benefits are wonderful. And my own journey with this has been a consistent, regular dedication. And not because I'm the most disciplined person in the world, because I'm not, but rather that I believe it makes sense. If I'm really to assess, is there an effect, I committed myself to doing this and continuing it. As opposed to me sitting here and selling yoga, because that's a waste of time, and yoga is not good for everybody, this and that, or it is good for everybody. But it is of benefit when you approach it correctly, regularly, aim to understand it, and then put in some dedicated time. And that's why we've got these 1-minuters to kind of support you, trigger you, and then you figure out your time schedule, when and how much, etc. from there. So, wishing you well with that. Now we'll just have a nice focused little practice time together. Okay, so have a good seat. Make sure you can relax those shoulders. Often I've pointed out in like the seated version that really, if as I'm lifting my heart, I can pull back my lower abdomen and navel. See, that makes sure my spine doesn't hips to spine don't overly anteriorly tilt. So instead, I've got the support, but then I relax through the face, jaw, tongue, shoulders, arms. You can rest your hands on your knees, or you can have them cupped like that, right? Now your choice if you just have the eyes sort of half open looking down, or closed. One of the best ways to prepare the mind for some of the inner work, inner focus, is to do a little bit of activity, work with the breath, okay? Now, if it's an active breathing, I prefer to have my hands outside by the knees. And we're going to start with that, and I've done it on many a previous occasion, okay? So we're going to relax the navel, relax the lower abdomen, because I'm going to use it, okay? On the mouth. And then we're going to do 20 simple pumps together. Exhale, hold it out. Then inhale, hold it in, okay? Relaxed, and here we go. Into an exhale. Now you pause, keep the lower abdomen, navel in, but relaxed in the upper abdomen. Close the nose, heart up, tilt. Then you lift your head, 5-second inhale. And we'll just have a smooth exhale from there. As you feel that exhale, you should aim to be one with it, in it, with it. See, feeling it. Good. Now we'll do one more of those. Okay? So again, I relax at the navel. And off I go. A little more involved though this time. You know, the first one is like a primer, gets you ready. Now we can get into it more. Into a long exhale. Good, now a pause, keep it held below the navel, close the nose, hard up, tilt. And the head lift, and I'll have a 5-second inhale through the nose. Good, now we're going to go into an exhale. And we're going to go straight into, for initially just tri-ratio breath. So I'm exhaling out. I'm going to have a count of 4, so it'll be 4, 8, 4, 4, 8, okay? Empty. Hopefully 4 seconds is okay for you. Lower abdomen, navel back. Let's begin this for a few rounds. On the mouth, inhale through both nostrils. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause, close the nose, hard up, tilt. 2, 3, 4. Head up, slowly exhale out both nostrils. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I'm empty, there's a little pause, I gather the pelvic floor. We go again. Inhale through both nostrils. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause, close the nose, hard up, tilt. 2, 3, 4. Head up, exhale out both nostrils. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Empty. Good, hold the base. What you're doing is the simplest of ujjayis without the left nostril stuff as a sort of base to pranayama, okay? Inhale through both nostrils. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause, close, hard up, tilt. 2, 3, 4. Head back up, start the exhale out both nostrils. The exhale is double. So when we're more in the field of pranayama, we stick more around the tri-ratio, these 3 actions, because we have the Jalandhara included in this retention. So then we stick a tri-ratio, this level anyway. 2 more rounds. Inhale. Might have the sound in the throat. Close the nose, hard up, tilt. Head back up, exhale. And ideally you've got the sound, soft sound. Maybe you can hear it coming from me. Empty. Pause. 1 more of these. Inhale through both nostrils. Pause, close, hard up, tilt. Head back up, slowly exhale out. Great. But we're going to continue, but with the shitali through the tongue. Same mechanism though. Engage at the base, inhale through the tongue. Close the mouth, close the nose, hard up, tilt. Head back up, same form of exhale, out both nostrils, double the length with the sound in the throat. 5, 6, 7, 8. 4 more rounds of this shitali. Okay? Hold the base, inhale through the tongue. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hard up, close the nose, tilt. 2, 3, 4. Head back up, smoothly let the exhale come out the nose, controlling it in the mid-region of the throat where you swallow, glottis area, so there's a soft, smooth sound that is described in Ujjayi Pranayama. Exhale, empty. Hold the base. Again, inhale through the tongue. It shouldn't really be any sound, see? Otherwise you're sucking it in too hard. Pause, close the nose, hard up, tilt. Now when you're in the retention, be free in your upper abdomen, but be firm below the navel. Lift your head back up. Slowly start the exhale. out both nostrils. You're free in the chest, upper abdomen, but the work is happening navel and below to drive out the exhale to the end. Pause, 2 more rounds. Hold the base, inhale through the tongue. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause, close, heart up, tilt, be free above the navel, be firm below it. Then you lift your head and you smoothly start to exhale out both nostrils with that soft sound in the throat. Managing it, and you're able to manage it because you actually get the length of this exhale because of what you do with the navel and below. Empty, 1 last round, inhale through the tongue. Pause, close, heart up, tilt. Lift the head, slowly exhale out. Now, keeping your eyes closed, we're going to go into the Brahmari, which is the sound, okay? And it'll just be inhale and exhale. But you have to follow your own timing on it, but we'll do 5 together, okay? So, off you go. Inhale. Now let that final blend you into a nice, peaceful, calm, inner quiet place. So initially, it's really nothing. But just see what is left over after that bit of breath work. Eventually you start to notice that your breathing is happening, but it's ideally passive, very mild. So now when you're in the meditative sitting position, there still needs to be a support from the pelvic floor through the pelvis to keep the spine elongated. But obviously you want to be relaxed around your heart. Diaphragm is mildly moving passively without your involvement. Then of course you want to keep the upper abdomen free, but when we're sitting in these meditative type positions we also stay relaxed at the navel and the lower abdomen. Yet you've got a little bit of supportive lift from the pelvic floor to sort of, but more like in up and in behind the pubic bone, see? And it's really the muscular support that's on the lowest part of the spine around there. Okay? Sort of crossing where sacrum curves and crosses into lumbar, this root support. And ideally, if you pay attention in an asana practice and how you're managing the breath and some of those breath techniques, it will directly train that support. So now when I'm here and all I do is inner mental focus, activity, etc., I have the natural support. See? And I can actually be very relaxed. That brings us back to the asana definition of supported and nicely relaxed. Sort of in a empty zone space, often it'll drift into some form or another, so it can be beneficial to take on a technique. It's nice to have some moments of residue in space, but for many that doesn't last, and it can deteriorate into wandering and distraction and so on. So I'm going to ask you to bring your attention to the center of the body, and let's shoot up and down from the pelvic floor to the crown of the head. So you get more on that energetic central channel. Doesn't in a structural way, you do not equate it with the spinal column, spinal cord, but in a functional way, and it's, you know, if you were to put a function in a location, it's in that center part of the physical body. But don't equate it one-to-one with your spinal column, okay? Then you are conflating notions, okay? And you confuse matters. So just feel instead. Feel free and open. Pelvic floor to head and back. And then you get in, then you almost loop out the crown of your head, loop around, loop through the pelvic floor, and go back up the central channel and follow that loop. Is it easy? Do you get stuck? Can you flow? Is it slow? Or are you just free? Free and in it, slow flow, or stuck and maybe off center. And these are all indications that, okay, you know, I need to bring my energy, you know, the sort of subtle functionality of me behaving here in life back to center. Back to center. And this is where these older teachings, meditative tradition, yogic tradition, are of value, because, you know, science doesn't tell us enough about this, so just don't rely on that. Instead, come back to this, the teaching and the guidance, and you do it, you yourself personally as an individual, back on center, tuned in. So now you feel like, okay, that loop, that energetic zone is more centered. You carry that with you. You can say the effect of that with you. From here, you're going to just have a little more balanced center. The space, patience to listen, see things. Okay? And then you want to make this part of your daily routine. Okay, and then with that we're going to work the centers. Okay, so you're at the pelvic floor, spinning. Find the center point and spin around it. Then you move up to just behind the pubic bone. Find that center point, spin. And then you spiral, move up to just be deep to the navel. And spin that center. And then you spiral up to the heart. Oh, beautiful zone. Feel it expand, warmly open, expanding, but get the center of it. Spin, and as you spin, it's part of that warm, open expansion of your heart. Then you spiral up into the throat area. Circle spin here. up into above the soft palate, floor of the brain. Concentrated spin, millimeters, well, less than a centimeter above that, still at the floor of the brain. And you up out the crown of the head, loop around, back through the pelvic floor. This time now, loop up to the navel and loop back around, pelvic floor, up to the navel, loop around. Now when you're doing some of the other Hatha Yoga practices that we've done with the breath, keep looping, as I explained. You've done with the breath and what you might do with asana, body posture, the focus comes primarily to this zone, pelvic floor to navel. That's how you manage the breathing. That's how you manage the posture. If you're doing advanced practices, mudras, etc., this is crucial. Okay. Then we get into other aspects of our yogic meditative practice, and so then we might move up into the heart. So you could be heart-centered, or you might be up just above the soft palate, floor of the brain. See? And definitely when it comes to something like thanks and forgive and help, to be in the heart, the mind's eye looking at it. So go in. I'll give us a brief guide through it and leave it there, but then of course you can continue on, because this thanks, forgive, help is unbelievably valuable, and you can spend more time in it than we are able to share together at this moment. So now you're in your heart center and just feel the heart, let it expand, open, who, what is in your life. Feel that appreciation, value, and let touch gratitude. Now this is something ideally you'll do every day. You want to go into the heart, connect with who, what is in your life, and really your heart expresses, swells and expresses genuine gratitude. Shouldn't be a day of your life where you don't feel that. So no excuses. No, oh, I'll do something else. Oh, I forgot. You know. And then people tell me, oh, but I'm grateful. You know, you've got to go in, and it has to become part of every fiber of your being, which is what you're doing here. And it takes time for that to go deep and transform. So it's similar with the forgiveness. So I can't even do it justice in this short time, but you're still in the heart. And the way to be able to ask forgiveness, say I'm sorry, is to, you know, have empathy. If you can feel another's pain, then you can understand it better, and you're like, well, whew, I'm so sorry, I will never do that again. I understand now, I see through empathy. And that can also help you instigate a little bit of self-compassion, because, okay, I was not a nice person, I'm sorry, but I don't need to carry that with me either, because I see it now, I understand, and I will not go that way again, so I can let it go. And it might take weeks, months, even a year or more of even coming into the same scenario as you process it through the heart, which is not limited by time and space. And you do the same in the heart to replace anger and resentment with compassion. Yes, people have done things to us, and it's not justified, and it's not fair, and it's not nice. But for me to process it and rise above it,
Compassion is powerful in my own system, and it is of benefit to others, because others are suffering and they have to sort out things themselves in their own behavior. So, when a little bit of that shot of anger or resentment rise, can you look to compassion with an understanding of the other's unfortunate situation, behavior, and so on? Then last, there's so much we don't know, can't figure out. It's a complete time of uncertainty that might even rattle you, unnerve you a little bit. You don't want to be, but then you find it just comes up. The anxiety catches hold of you at different times. So, just trust. Open up. I don't know what's going on, how it'll work out, what's happening. I don't know any of that. Please help. Keep me grounded, eternally connected, clear, open, positive, strong. I trust in what I don't know. I trust in the unknown. Because what I do know is to get up, take care of myself, get on with whatever duties I have, take care of the people in my life. Let's get on with that and trust. Now the rest turns about and opens up. You can use this time, because minimum the next few months are still very uncertain. Let's see how longer that is. So use this time to ingrain this in you. Be peaceful with soft breath, internalized. And I encourage you to continue with this now. I'll sign off. I'll see you at other points, maybe later time live or other times from recorded. And maybe there are some other friends here with me who'll join us live too. Have a good rest of the day. Keep practicing.